All right, everybody, welcome back to the crypt. I'm Daryl,
I'm Craig.
and this is a battle report for the Winter's Grudge. All right, so for the Winter's Grudge, my army is Kislev. Kislev, not being an official 8th edition army, but working with the Warhammer Armies Project book that was produced several years ago now, but which at its core is based on the original 6th ed expansion. My Kislev army has had a rough couple of years in the crypt, culminating with a massive siege on the city that they were based in, which is Volksgrad up in Kislev, by a ghoul king who routed the Kislev forces out of Volksgrad. So they've been on the run. They pursued that ghoul for a while down the World's Edge Mountains, and then have headed west to follow other armies that were heading towards the Granite Bastion. And that's where they lay.
My army, I'm using Khorne Daemons in this one, and basically my entire Chaos army is a Khorne Legion. So there's no magic users, it's just going to be full on melee.
Khorne.
Khorne. Triple X Khorne. Basically, they could just pop up anywhere if it's just the demonic elements, but my warriors are on their way down from the Granite Bastion where they did some healthy sacking during that game.
During the big game. And your demons, your demons just kind of pop out wherever they want to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is exactly
Because
what
they
happened.
can. So.
Yeah.
And they don't like humans, so
Nah.
we kill them.
Okay, so we played 1,000 points, and I've essentially divided up my Kislev army into 3 different smaller warbands. So this warband is really the infantry warband. So my main unit was a block of 38 Kossars, which are the kind of backbone of the Kislev troops. Kossars are great. They have bows, and they also have great weapons, and they have a couple of nice tricks with their bows if they get charged as well. So they were hoarded up, and within that unit I have a Priest of Ursun, which is intelligent to include in just about every unit you can because they give your unit Frenzy, but also they've got their prayers, their war prayers to give. And I also had my Lord, Jan Tulga, the Steel Hearth, who was tooled up pretty hardy. He had the Armor of Fortune, and he had the Holy Axe of Miska, which is a Kislev item, which is +2 strength and D3 multiple wounds. I then also had a polar bear who didn't have a great game, an armored war bear. I had a bear pack, and I had horse archers because no Kislev army is complete without some horse archers running around.
So my army list, I just brought basically a core Khorne Demon list. So I had 2 blocks of 20 Bloodletters with full command. There was a herald in one of the units with a Locus of Abjuration, which gives them a bonus to their magic resistance, so it could come in handy. It could be absolutely useless.
Yeah.
I had a unit of 5 Fleshhounds, and I had a unit of 5 Furies, Chaos Furies. Just kind of harass war machines and any sort of skirmishers and stuff.
Fly about and do their thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so for this game, we decided to play it really themey.
It was a scenario that you'd kind of come up with for your Ronin, basically.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, what we thought we would do is kind of set up a camp. So my guys are nighttime camp, set smack in the middle of the table, sitting by the fireside,
Cussing themselves to sleep.
Shush, taking care of their bears. Where the demons had complete ambush, but we did randomize the ambush as well.
Yeah, we just basically randomised the table ages for my demon units coming in. So bulk of my army came in
Quite
where
close.
it needed to be. Yeah,
quite
kind
close.
of come in.
So you kind of bamfed. I mean, you bamfed to 3 different table edges, but your 2 core blocks
were
landed
to be,
within about 15 inches of.
Yeah,
of
so
the
they were
center.
close enough to get the locus from the herald if needed, but again, it never really
Didn't
was
come into
never
play.
needed.
Where your flesh hounds came in on the flank
flank
edge, which could have been really nasty, could have
Yeah.
been poopy. And your Furies were on the backside, weren't they? Or on your front side?
They didn't last very long, but they were.
Yeah. So nighttime, demons pop up in the middle of the night, ambush the Kislev forces, and let's see what happens. Okay, so turn 1, we rolled off. I got the roll, which I was thankful for, so I could get some positioning off. Before we rolled for turn, though, I had a vanguard. My horse archers are fast cav. and they shot out to protect the flank and to take the threat of the Furies that were flying in from behind.
They were trying to run away, basically, before the rest of the camp.
Shush, they were tactically maneuvering. Thank you very much. So then turn one was to me. I repositioned my Kossars to turn the main threat, which was your 2 core units that were coming out the back of the woods. I pivoted my bears, my bear pack, to face the fleshhounds that were coming off the flank. I held my armored war bear just in front of my Kossars. I thought about trying to get a charge off with him, but I thought I'd hold tight on him. Yeah. Probably a mistake. And then my horse archers moved in position to pepper your Furies. Yeah,
so basically where I'd brought my units in on the table edges, the Furies only really had the horse archers as a target, so they were always going to take damage on the way in, damage on the charge and the...
Yeah. So I dropped off a couple of the Furies.
You dropped down 2, and then on stand and shoot, you got another 1, I think.
Yeah, so by the time they actually got into combat, so over to you,
I did still manage to take down some of yours, because your horse archers are... Yeah.
They're dancy.
Dancy. Yeah, dancy's the word, yeah.
So that was the end of my turn, and then on your turn 1, you had an epic first turn.
Yeah, I got every charge I needed to get off. I managed to get off, so... Yeah. Fleshhounds made, I think it was a 9-inch.
No, that was the 11-inch charge. Oh, that was a 9-inch charge.
It was a 9-inch charge, and you've ruined it now. It's like spoilers.
Yeah, whatever.
The Bloodletters got an 11-inch charge into the polar bear.
Yeah, they didn't need 11 inches.
Yeah. But they still ran forward and stabbed it in the bum with their swords.
Hey.
And then the Furies ran into the horse archers and took out a couple of them.
Yeah, but they dropped 1 as they were coming in. So
yeah,
by the time that
lost 1 on the way in and managed to drop a couple, but then they died during the...
Yeah, during the combat, So combat with the Furies went my way, but the unit was destroyed.
Yeah, that's what they were meant to do, so they were just distraction.
Yeah, distraction, same thing. The Fleshhounds and the Bear Pack had a slog, man. Yeah. So that started off really strong for you.
I managed to roll, because I had the +1 strength with the Khorne Demons roll, I managed to roll really well on my attacks.
10 hits.
And then completely fluffed
3
all
wounds.
of my wounds.
3 wounds, yeah.
There should have been a couple of dead bears there, but I managed to completely destroy myself.
Because your Fleshhounds are +1 strength on the charge, right? Yeah. So 3 wounds come in, of which I saved 1, 2 still went through. Yeah. And that combat was locked.
Yeah, kind of to live another day.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, the armored warbear had a slightly different story. So your charge was epic, as we have already gone over.
It was beautiful, yeah.
But also you had massive ranks, right? You had a full unit come in with a banner and everything else. So even though the warbear killed...
It did do damage. It did take a couple of Bloodletters out, but the red guys appearing out the mist just kind of...
Yeah.
Nah, it turned tail.
It lost by loads. And so it turned tail and ran through the Kossars over the hill
and far away.
Yeah, he didn't run off the table.
He was pretty nearly.
But that put your demons right in front of my Kossars. If he could, he would.
Yeah, that put me right up on the hill, which was a good position to be in, but at the same time, it negated the chances of me getting a charge off the next turn. So it was good and bad to that, but yeah, good turn 1.
Good turn 1. Okay, so turn 2, we had a couple of things that needed to be resolved. So my Kossars, who had been a little bit rattled by the fact that a giant polar bear ran through the middle of them, rallied and turned around to face the demons that were coming up the hill. My armored warbear kept running. He kept running, but he didn't go off the table edge. And then movement-wise, the only piece that I had was my horse archers, because the bear pack was locked up with your fleshhounds. So I brought my horse archers up onto the hill, just to provide a little bit of a speed bump between your demons and my Kossars.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much my movement and tactics. For magic, we did mention in the first round, largely because it didn't come into play. I only have a Priest of Ursun, and you had...
it was just the Reign of Chaos table.
Reign of Chaos table,
which basically did absolutely nothing.
Well, the whole game.
Yeah.
Where my Priest of Ursun, I mean, when the winds go right, the prayers that he can give did help out a little bit.
Yeah, I got the Eye of the Storm 1 round.
So... Yeah, and that was it.
Then the second round, it was... want to say it was a grandfather's gift one, so it didn't actually affect anything because everything gets affected on a roll of a 6, and I kept rolling 1s and 2s.
Yeah,
so.
that's right. Yeah. So turn 2, from my side of things, went pretty much straight into combat. The Kossars couldn't fire because they had turned, and so the only combat that we had was back to the Fleshhounds and
Flesh
the
and
Bears.
yeah.
So in my side of turn 2, it was a stalemate again. Bears did 2 wounds, killed a dog, and you did 2 wounds, finally dropping the first bear.
Yeah.
And that was about it. And then turn 2 for you.
Only thing I could do really, everything was in combat, so the only thing I could really do was move the unit with my herald in straightforward, because like it's Khorne and tactics don't really work. So
you
just
go
enemy.
Yeah.
Go forward.
I mean, you did charge towards my horse archers, but they just did.
I did, but they ran away because
because that's what they do.
Sorry, they danced.
They danced
very
they
prettily
danced,
off the hill.
They danced. And it was continued stalemate
Yeah.
with the Fleshhounds and the Bear Pack as well.
Yeah,
so it's
so
kind of a pretty quick turn 2.
Yeah.
Because turn 3 was epic
Yeah.
for me. All right, turn 3. Turn 3 is where we got into...
We don't talk about turn 3.
So turn 3, again, because we had so few pieces on the table, things moved pretty quick. My Armored Warbear rallied, but he was at the back of the table, so it didn't really matter too much.
Your horse archers as well.
Your
horse archers, they didn't rally.
Yeah, the horse archers didn't rally. They kept going. They didn't go off the table edge. And I only had 1 charge declare, which was my horde of Kossars to take out these stupid demons who popped in on them. And so they charged up the hill, got their charge in, and had an epic kind of back and forth on top of the hill, which was
Yeah, there was a lot of bloodshed. On
a lot of bloodshed. I don't know. Do bloodletters bleed?
Do you bleed? Don't actually know.
So on the flank, the Fleshhound and Bears. In my turn of combat, there was just another wound dealt back and forth.
I think you did 1 wound on my Fleshhounds. I managed to drop another bear.
Another bear, yeah.
And then the fuse are gone. The bloodletters.
Yeah.
They took out a few.
Yeah.
In fact, did they even take a?
No, they didn't.
No. You could have bummed it up there and said like, no, they definitely they held their own. Like,
no, they didn't. So my lord Yantolga, he took out 3 himself.
Yeah.
Your demons did 3 wounds. Actually, they took out 3 Kossars, and Kossars don't have.
I told you they did.
He did 3 wounds.
Yeah.
Kossars don't have any armor, so they fall really quickly, which is why you run them in a big unit.
Don't try and take it away from me. I did 3 wounds. Like that's a big
You
unit.
did
I did
3.
3 wounds, Daryl.
I did 21.
Shut the
So with that unit of Kossars, they're frenzied.
You
and
did
they were in a
21
horde.
wounds.
I did 21 wounds. You did an amazing.
So we rolled for the ward saves on my demons.
Yeah.
For the 21 wounds, and I managed to roll 11 saves.
11 out of 21, and you had 10 demons left.
I had 10 demons left, so you managed to kill the unit.
Yeah. So the unit just got destroyed.
Held on. That'd have been amazing.
Which is beauty. So that unit popped, which means that I could roll for overrun.
Down the hill, yeah.
Down the hill towards your other unit of demons with your herald in it, which I of course went for, and I got an 11-inch charge. So there's your 11-inch charge back, right?
Yeah, straight into my herald.
Yeah, but they kind of clipped corner to corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and you got to hit on that bottom of your turn.
Yeah, so that set you up for as a charge for the next turn as well for you. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I didn't like turn 3.
Yeah, it didn't go great, and the tides were definitely turning as well.
Yes, definitely.
All right, and turn 4. So without much left on the battlefield, so my Armored Warbear attempted to charge into what was left of the kind of Fleshhounds.
Tried to redeem itself.
Yeah,
almost made it.
Almost made it, but still didn't. So he just kind of sat back.
I think you should go back to the pen. Back to the zoo with you, Jesse.
The Bear Pack and Fleshhound battle by the end of turn 4 had finally resolved.
Yeah, that was a vicious combat.
It was great. It was well matched. I mean, that unit of Bears was 120 points. That unit of Fleshhounds was
165 or something.
Yeah, Bears put out 3 attacks each. Your Fleshhounds put out 2, so on and so forth. So they were pretty evenly matched. But the Fleshhound dropped finally.
Eventually dropped. Yeah, just failed my last ward save.
Yeah, and Bear was down to 1 wound.
1 wound.
Which left the center combat.
Yes.
Yeah. So my horse archers rallied as well, but they were out of the game. So the central combat, by the time we got to turn 4, there was 7 demons left.
I think
in
there's
your
7
unit.
Bloodletters and the Herald left.
Yeah,
Herald put up a bit of a fight.
yeah,
I decided against going for a challenge,
yeah,
which in hindsight was probably a poor choice.
yeah,
Took out a couple of your Cossars, the
Yeah.
Bloodletters took out a couple, and then were just completely annihilated in
Yeah.
return.
yeah. Again, because they were still frenzied because they'd won the previous combat.
Yeah,
The weight of attacks, weight of dice.
it was just
Smashed
just a horde against a 5-wide
Yeah.
unit of
I mean,
Bloodletters.
you know, demons. So victory to Kislev. So the demons were wiped off the battlefield.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
And there we go. So victory for Kislev.
Until next time.
Until next time. Good game, dude.
Yeah, enjoyed that.
Yep.
Really enjoyed that game.
Yep. So that's the start of this interesting feud for the Grudge. We'll see where we go to next.
Mm.